You, we are live. Welcome this evening. I'm so glad you were able to join us. And guess what? If you have not, if you're not able to join us on the live, you can get the replay. So, welcome to Alopecia Awareness Month. As we know, on the calendar it says September is Alopecia Awareness Month, and there's so many things that when it comes to alopecia, alopecia is just a broad term for hair loss, but there's so many facets to hair loss and the solutions for hair loss. So, welcome this evening. My name is Linda Boyce. I am a cosmetologist, trichologist, hair replacement specialist, certified health coach.
Some
I
everything.
I love studying because I want to have answers. And so my guest this evening, welcome Aisha Sanders. She is from Lansing, Illinois,
Yes, my practice.
Chicago, in other words. And
Chicago.
so welcome this evening. And so I am excited that you are here just to join the conversation because there's so much misinformation out on the internet. And what better who better to talk about it than those who actually do it? There are a lot of noise out there on the internet streets, people that don't do it, and if they do treatments and hair replacement, they don't have the years of experience and expertise that you and I have. So, having said that,
Yes.
let's get into. I just want to make sure that we are live and I'm not seeing it. So let's see. Let's see. Okay, hopefully we are. We are. Okay, so let's so here's her bio. So Maisha Sanders is a dedicated hair loss practitioner and cosmetologist with over 20 years of experience. As the owner of Plentiful Hair Studio, she specializes in hair loss solutions, offering non surgical hair replacement and holistic trichology to help clients restore their confidence and achieve healthy hair and scalp wellness in a nutshell. So
Yes.
let's get into the conversation tonight. As I said before, I'm really excited about the conversation tonight. We
Mhm.
have been talking about hair loss and the causes of hair loss throughout the month. But tonight I want to get into some of the solutions,
Yeah.
right? Of course, when we talk about trichology, it's the science of hair and scalp, and also um, what that looks like. If a person comes in and they are experiencing thinning, some people have permanent hair loss, some people have scarring hair loss. And so there's so many facets to alopecia and so many different types of alopecia, so many different combinations of alopecia. And so, but tonight we are talking about one solution, which is non surgical hair replacement. So, Maisha, what is non-surgical hair replacement?
Well, technically, of course, is restoring your hair non-surgically. Getting a cranial prosthesis, for me, I feel like non-surgical hair replacement gives people their lives back. Of course, trichology is wonderful. I love trichology, but that just doesn't work for everybody. So looking for a solution where they can go restore their confidence. So to me, non-surgical hair replacement is the only immediate solution to hair loss. It's the only one. Everything else takes time.
Yes,
And sometimes you have to ask yourself, are you willing to wait that time? If you're not willing to wait that time, then this is the option you need to go. But as far as education goes, I feel like you need to know what type of hair loss people have before you give them a hairpiece. Because
that's
if
right.
you somebody, if you know hair loss and you know somebody is experienced intelligent effluvium, then you know not to remove their hair and apply a cranial prosthesis. So the education part of it is super, super important. But what I love about non-surgical hair replacement is giving people the opportunity to restore their confidence.
Absolutely.
We like people are going back outside now.
Oh, they outside, we
They
outside.
outside. They outside. So that's what I love the most, you know.
Yes,
And then you notice it's just the first step because now you notice, oh, now you're working on your fitness,
yes.
a little more makeup. Now you try,
Hello. Hello.
you're doing different things, and that's what I love the most about it. I love all of it.
Yes,
As far as like me, your practice and my practice, we have the option for both, which I
yes.
feel like is important. It's not everybody's thing to have that option, but the fact that we do, I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, it is absolutely wonderful. And we know hair loss. Last week we talked about the psychology and the emotions, the psychological effect and the emotions
Right.
that hair loss can have on a person. A woman looks in the mirror and it's like she doesn't even recognize herself,
Yeah.
due to hair loss, for whatever reasons, because there's so many different types of hair loss. There's scarring and non-scarring. So tonight we're talking about those who have scarring alopecias, and what that means is, if everyone can just put up the back of their hand, where's my camera? There we go. When the skin looks like this, so there's no follicular openings, and so it's scarred, right? And so when that happens, then the next option would be non-surgical hair replacement. Of course, there are surgical options, and that is, when you go in and you take a donor area, and but that's a whole nother thing. We don't do that. We're not licensed to do that. But what we are licensed to do is to provide solutions to those who have scarring alopecias. And it doesn't even end there. It might be a burn victim,
Right.
right? So I'm so excited about you. You said we give confidence back. It's immediate. What does that mean? Let's break that down. You can come in for a consult. Walk us through what a typical consultation would be, and who some people are not candidates. So let's kind of explore that and just kind of walk us down that. So a person calls up, hello, Maisha. I am experiencing hair loss. I've had hair loss for 20 years now. I don't think anything is going to happen, but I would like to explore some hair treatment options to see if my hair is going to grow back. I really want my hair to grow back. And what would you say to that, Maisha?
Well, I would say definitely you need to come in for a consultation. I need to see. I need to see you. And at Put
Yes,
Studio, we do every consultation includes a hair and scalp analysis,
yes.
scarring immediately. So if we know that you have scarring or if you don't have scarring, that's going to put us on the right track. So everybody comes in and I look, we do the hair and scalp analysis with the scope. We scope everybody to see
Mhm.
if they have any form of scarring. And then
Yes.
I have to find out your journey, what you've been through. What have you tried? What are you sick of? What
Right.
in the journey? When they say, I just want to feel good now,
Mhm.
my question that I ask everybody is, do you want to wake up with hair? And because that's very important, because
Yes, yes.
like myself, I lay my hair on the dresser at night. That might not be everybody's thing. So,
Correct, correct.
and that's what hair replacement is. It's the option to wake up with hair, to
Mhm.
wear hair as a lifestyle versus Drake is in town or Beyonce's in town. Or
Correct.
this is a part of who you are now. So
Yes,
the consultation, we go over all of that. I need to know about you. I need to know what you've tried. I need to know what's going on with your scalp. I need to
yes,
know exactly where we're going to go with this. And if I know that your goal is to wear some hair right now, you want to get outside, then we're going to explore those options. Now, those options look different depending on what type of hair loss you have. If
absolutely.
mild hair loss, you have telogen effluvium, you have diffuse hair loss, then of course, no, I'm not going to recommend certain types of hair pieces for you. However, if you have significant scarring for 20 years
Mhm.
and likelihood of growth being minimal or not sufficient for you, then definitely I'm going to explore non-surgical hair replacement.
Yes. And that is quite different. What we want to emphasize tonight is that is quite different to someone who has hair.
Yes.
Okay. If you have hair and you're looking for cosmetic solutions, or you just want to switch up. Like Maisha said, I'm going to the concert. I want a blonde wig. I want a red wig.
Yeah.
I want, whatever. I want a kinky curly wig. That is different, right? But what we do, we take it a step further. Yes, we have cosmetic wigs because I love my wigs. Okay. It's about to get cold outside. The blonde is going away and I'm going back into my wigs. Let's be clear. But I have hair, I have options, right? And
Hmm.
so then there is the client, the need client
Yeah.
who needs hair replacement, the need client who cannot, she just doesn't have options,
Right.
you know? And so there is a difference between cosmetic wigs and a cranial prosthetic. So explain to the audience what that cranial prosthetic is.
The most important aspect of a cranial prosthesis is that it's custom. And the materials used in order for it to be able to be worn comfortably for an
Yeah.
extended amount of time. A wig is not designed to be worn that long. I don't care what nobody says online. Now, the longest you can get away with wearing a lace wig is 2 weeks. That's what I see. I wouldn't recommend that. But however,
Yes.
a lace wig is not the same as a cranial prosthesis. And sometimes a
Say
cranial
it again. It is not.
it is not the same, and it is custom. And again, a cranial prosthesis can be any size. It can be the size. It could be this big. It could be
Yes.
your whole head. It could be
Yes.
a portion. You can have it blend in. You can have it be your new head of hair. It's so customized that it's almost hard to explain how custom non-surgical hair replacement can be.
Yes.
And that's why when people call and they say, how much does it cost? We can't tell you over the phone because it's so custom.
Custom.
You need to know all of these details in order to get you a proper estimate because of the custom aspect of non-surgical hair replacement and a cranial prosthesis.
Yes. I get those calls. We get those calls all the time. Can you give me a ballpark figure? And I can't, and sometimes they're pressed because they want to know, what they're possibly walking into. But what we want to stress tonight is custom. Everybody's head shape is different. Your
Mhm.
needs are different. The texture is different. The length is different. So there's just no way that I can give you, or Maisha can give, or any hair replacement specialist can give you a ballpark. And if they're giving you a ballpark over the phone without a consultation, without knowing what your needs are, I would say just be very, very, very beware of that,
Yeah,
because head shapes are different. Not one size fits all. And
right.
I'm going to say that again, not one size fits all. And not all base materials are equal. I know, and Maisha can attest to this. We talk about, all we hear is lace, 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 but there's so many different bases and
Right.
combinations of bases based on your need,
Yes. And there's so
not
many.
based on a trend,
Yeah.
not based on trends.
Hmm.
We give you, the client, what you absolutely need for your area of coverage. Like Maisha said, it can be small, it can cover your entire head. So we give you what you need.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Can
agree.
you speak more to that?
And again, like some people go online and they see something and they think it's going to work for them, and everything you see doesn't work for everybody. So that's why the consultation is so important, because sometimes you can see so many different options, but that option might not be what's best for you. So you
Yeah.
seek someone who cares enough to make sure that you get into the right system. If you do need a system,
Yes.
you need to find the right person that's going to put you in the right path. And again, like we were talking about lace, yes, there's lace, but there are just different levels in lace, different types of lace, all
Yes.
not created equally.
They're not, because
And
some of it look like screen doors. That is not lace.
absolutely.
What we are seeing, ladies and gentlemen, what we are seeing on the market, what they're calling lace, is not. It's we're not going to give away the names, but some of it look like screen doors. Some of it is so thick, but real lace really melts into the scalp. Where, okay, we're going to get into a whole nother topic now. You don't have to use, not going to call nobody product, but you don't
Right.
have to put the band over your head, and you don't have to do all of that stuff when we are creating custom hair pieces for you. It's just that custom,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
Like we always laugh and say, people like to work really, really hard.
Too
But
hard.
we are creating custom pieces, is we are creating it for you. We
Right.
are creating it for your skin tone. We are recreating. And one thing that happens also is that we ask you to send a picture. Do you do that also,
Yes.
Maisha?
Yes. I say send me inspiration pictures. Give me an idea of how you want to look.
Yes. And also based on how your hair was pre hair loss.
And that's the thing about non-surgical hair replacement. When I was specialized in hair extensions, the inspiration picture was Beyonce. It was Gabrielle Union. But now with non-surgical hair replacement, the inspiration picture is the client, their former, the way their hair used to look. Or
Absolutely.
them back in the day. It's normally themselves. So
Yeah.
non-replacement guests normally want to look like themselves versus celebrities. And that's one of the major differences. It's not always a huge boom, boom, boom transformation.
Yeah.
Extensions. It's so most of the time it's a little more subtle,
Yes.
a little more natural, it's a little more believable versus that woo 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 woo. But when you see all this woo 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 and all these beautiful lace wigs and it's melted like butter, they get the ball cap going. It's beautiful. It's a bunch of creative people out here, and it's a place for everybody. But in a non-surgical hair replacement center, that's not what we do.
That's right.
That's not what we do, and that's
That's right.
things it is, to convey to people, because a lot of people do think that non-surgical hair replacement is a fancy way of saying wig. A
It's
lot
not.
of that, and it is not true.
It's
It's
not the same.
not the same. It's totally different.
It's totally different. And as you mentioned before, the base materials are different. We are able to customize using 3 to 4 different materials, depending on the need, depending on the part of the head that needs attention. And so it goes so much deeper than just, going on Amazon and buying something. I want to talk a little bit about hair and hair quality.
Hmm.
Um, and that's a serious thing because, back in, people talk about hair and how it smells like Cheetos. That was a thing one time, right?
Yes.
But
Fritos.
Cheetos, it smells. But ladies, what you are actually smelling is the chemicals
Yes.
that are used in lower quality hair. I'm
Hmm.
going to say that again. What you are actually smelling is the chemicals that they use in the bottom low quality hair. And so that is one thing also that, I mean, we need to have a whole conversation about that
Yes.
because, there's just no way that you can buy 30 inches of quality hair for 2.99.
Yes. That is true. That is true. Or raw Brazilian ham for 3 bundles for $100. That's not.
It's just not, you are getting something that's soaked in chemicals, and what you're smelling is chemicals. So, just kind of think about that, because we listen, in life, we don't get something for nothing.
Yes.
And when it comes to the hair industry, they have sold us Brazilian hair, Peruvian hair, and blah, blah, blah hair. There's no such thing.
That is true.
I'm going to say that again for the people in the back.
Say it loud.
No such thing as Brazilian hair, Peruvian hair. It's all Chinese hair that's processed.
Yes. And the companies will tell you they classify the texture based off what they think it feels like.
Yeah, yes.
ask them, they'll say, no, it's not that, because they know it's not that, but it's just education. And this other A level, A hair, A
Yes, and
Z 222. And again, I just want to say, I'm not judging anybody for using these.
we're giving information.
Right.
Do, do with it what you want to do with it.
Yes, it's a place for everything and it's a
Yeah.
place for everybody. But what I'm saying is for us, if we are creating hair pieces that you have to live in,
Yes.
this is your new hair. This is your replaced hair.
Yes.
It has to be of a certain quality. It has to mimic your biological hair. And in doing so, it has to be a good quality. Of course,
Yes.
there are other lower quality pieces that you can get, synthetic toppers and things like that. That's an option as well for someone who's
Yes.
on a budget.
Yes.
When it comes to a true cranial prosthesis, it
Hmm.
mimic your hair as closely as possible.
Yes. Yes. And that's the aim and that's the goal, that when it is done correctly and when we have met our metric, our goal in creating a hair system, it looks natural. It flows. Like, shake your hair, Maisha. Oh, shake it. I can't shake mine. Mine ain't going nowhere. It flows. But the point is that we want to recreate your style. Of course, people opt for doing something totally different, and that's fine too. That's fun, right?
Yes.
Um, but the choice is yours. Whether you want to recreate your look or do something totally different, the choice is definitely yours. But our main point tonight is that one size does not fit all. And when it comes to non surgical hair replacement, you definitely need a consultation, and we go in depth to figure out what your actual needs are, because we want to meet your needs. We want to make sure that, it doesn't scream wig across the room. Like, it's natural. It blends seamlessly. It fits, right? Because there are those that have like smaller heads, right?
Mhm.
Um, the general, population, their circumference is like 22 inches, right? And then there are those that have measured at like 19, the circumference. So
Mhm.
there's no way that you can walk into a beauty supply or order something and,
Yeah.
and it's going to fit. So it's going to be flapping, it's not going to fit. And so we're just really here to make sure that it's comfortable and that you feel fabulous.
Yes.
And you,
Like, it's just restoring your confidence, getting back to being who you are supposed to be, getting
yeah,
back to who you are
yeah,
inside. Sometimes when you have, and sometimes I don't even think people know what the problem is sometimes, but they just know they're unhappy. And they don't know how, why, and they don't know how, well, they don't know what the problem is. But then talk to somebody. Talk
yeah,
to somebody. Have a consultation with somebody to see what your options are at a minimum. Don't assume. Don't assume it's too expensive. Don't assume it's not for you. Don't
yeah,
assume that it's not going to match your texture. Don't assume. Just talk to somebody. And that's what I love the most about when we do consultations. I make it very,
yes,
and very private. And I want the client to be comfortable to
yes,
ask me anything.
yes,
And I really want our clients to be comfortable, to be free. And I feel like we achieve that. And I
yes,
know this, just talking to you in general, that's just how that's
yes,
you're just
yes,
so you need that too. That's a part of it. It's even though this is medical, you
it
know,
is. Yes,
it's medical, but it doesn't have to be stuffy. It doesn't have to be scary to talk to somebody about experiencing hair loss or trying to see what your options are. It's not scary. It's not scary. Just do it. It's not going to hurt you just to find out what your options are. and
right.
and then you'll see that it's not just a wig.
It's not a wig. We don't even call it wigs. We don't. Yeah, because
Say that.
you can go to any beauty supply and get a wig. You can go on Amazon and get a wig, but
Yes.
a cranial prosthesis is on a whole different level, especially for those with complete hair loss.
Yes.
And yeah, yeah. So I want to backtrack a little bit. I want to talk about the confidence level, the confidence piece, because we know how hair loss affects both men, women, and children. Last week, I mentioned one young lady was being bullied at school,
Hmm.
and the parent called. She's experiencing hair loss, and hair loss can affect anyone at any age.
Yes.
And so her daughter's experiencing hair loss, and she called to see what the options are. So I gave her some references, some organizations that provide wigs for kids. That just happened to be one of the organizations, wigs for kids. And
Right.
what they do is they depend on those that have extremely long hair to supply hair to make wigs for kids. So if you're out there and you have really long hair, and there are some specifications, and you can go on the Wigs for Kids website to see what those are. A minimum of 12 inches, and you can go in and have them cut the ponytail. And there are certain ways that it has to be prepared. But again, all that is listed on the website. But if you have really long hair, consider donating your hair for a child. So that's a plug. It's important. It's
I
important, right? Because a lot of times, the parents, they don't know where to turn. They don't know what to do. So they're calling to try to figure out how they can ease the pain of
right.
their child, how they can ease the pain of bullying, right? Because the child doesn't, because kids are mean, kids are mean. But no one would, if we have children, but no one wants to see their child, number one, losing their hair, because that speaks to something totally different. But there are options also for kids.
Yeah.
But let's speak about the confidence piece, and what your experience is when someone comes in and then they leave with hair. Speak about how you perceive that they feel like, but you can, because you can see it on their face. You can see, like, you know okay, life is back.
Yes, but for me, I start off as a hair extension specialist.
Yes.
I am used to turning the chair around and whoo, 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 whoo. But it's not always like that with non-surgical hair placement,
Yes.
because you're used to not having this much hair. And
Hmm.
even if we give you the just the right amount of hair,
Hmm.
it's still more than you've had. So sometimes it takes them a minute to digest this.
Yes.
Beginning they're a little bit like, is it too much? Is it? And then you get that text message 2 days later, 24 hours later, telling you, oh my God, nobody noticed. I feel so good. I
Yes.
feel amazing. Nobody, they thought I had new glasses. My husband loves it. Da-da-da-da. But in the beginning, not always the big celebratory review.
Initial. Yes.
Sometimes it's so different, and
Mm.
psychologically you've had to deal with covering your hair, your thinning hair for so long.
Yes.
Hair around, it's overwhelming. Sometimes
Yes.
now sometimes they do turn around and woo, but a lot of the times it's overwhelming. So
Yes.
I'm used to that now. In the beginning, I wasn't. I was thinking like, what look amazing. What's
Right.
and when
We see the amazing look.
yes, they
And
didn't
I always say, like, your eyes have to get their eyes have to get readjusted.
right.
Like, their eyes and their heart and their emotions and everything has to come together. And
Mhm.
once they sit with it for a couple of days, then their eyes readjust, and they might get some compliments, and oh my goodness. And now, they can go outside again.
Right. And they always say, what took me so long?
Yeah.
I did this a long time ago.
Yes.
I don't know why I waited.
Yes.
The biggest thing is this is something I'm going to have to do from now on, because now this is different. This is a part of you. This is
Yes.
so now between me and the guest, we in a relationship,
We're in a relationship.
because now you have to come. You're going to come see me. We're going to do maintenance. It's just we're bonding.
Yes.
Now for me, I get first of all, I just want to talk about how our clients are trying to fatten me up. Like I get cakes, I get cookies, I get so many treats. My kids are like, again, mommy? I'm like, again.
Again, yes.
It's a different thing though, because they are so appreciative of every little thing.
Yes. Yes.
Every little thing. I do not come to work and I don't get hugs. I get hugged every day.
Yes.
Every single day I get a hug. And
Yes.
that's because they're so the life has been changed.
Yes.
It feels so much, they feel different, they feel good about themselves.
Yes.
To the gym, they're working out more,
Yes.
traveling all over the place. I
Yes.
love to see it.
Yes. That transformation.
The transformation is amazing.
Transformation. Yes. 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 And so I want to I don't want to hold you much longer, but I really want to hone in on the fact that we're not just out here putting hair systems on persons, but we do service the need client, because as cosmetologists and trichologists, hair replacement specialists, we have a responsibility. Because okay, so let's establish the fact. Number one, every woman wants their natural hair,
Right.
right?
Hmm.
And if they can grow it back, we will go that route
Right.
first. First. So that's the integrity part of what we do. We're
Yes.
not just out here just slapping something on somebody's head without, and then we have them sign, if they said no, I really want it, then you have to sign a waiver and say this is prolonged use of this product will potentially cause traction alopecia or further exacerbate your problem, your
Exactly.
situation. Okay. So we are responsible professionals in what we do.
Right.
We're not out here laying baby edges, and that's not who we are. That's not what we do.
Right.
Because if you are watching this and you are wearing lace wigs and you are gluing down, the professional term is adhesive, but I'm gonna speak so that we can understand. Okay, we leave this some understanding.
Right.
So we're gluing down edges for some baby hair. You are compromising your natural hair for some artificial hair.
Right.
I want to say stop,
Hmm.
because there's going to come a time when, if you keep doing what you're doing, gluing down, you have hair, gluing, putting that same thing in the same place for a long period of time, you will have no edges, you will have no hair.
Yes. And
Let's be clear about that.
yeah.
It's not designed. It's not designed for people with hair.
No.
Using glue,
Mm-hmm. It's
It's-
not.
that is not designed for that, and you will have a problem.
Yes.
But
Yes.
if you insist that this is what the look that you want and you're going to have it at all costs, Maisha's in Chicago. I'm in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
We have networks all over, because the serious matter is you will have hair loss,
Yes.
and you will need to come see us at some point.
And one of the biggest things is get out of that hairstyle. Can't wear a weave for 30. You can't wear a lace wig for 30 years. You got to switch it up. And that's the thing. People become addicted to convenience.
Mhm.
You become addicted to convenience, then no, you're just going to wear it, wear it, and wear it, and wear it, and wear it till you just can't wear it no more. But you have to come up out of that. If you want to wear, and again, for me, I feel like lace wigs are great for like weddings,
Mhm.
special occasions, things of that nature. I'm a
Yeah.
wig. I wear no adhesive on any hair,
Yes. Yeah.
and I think that that's great for that, and it's also wonderful for celebrities.
Yes.
I think it's great for celebrities, but for the everyday woman, if you are going to wear a lace wig, just
Mhm.
slow down, come up out of it sometimes.
Mhm.
Hair care, take
Yes. Hair care. Hair care.
hair care,
Hair care.
and again, and that's how you can monitor it, because even
Yes.
like we both do trichology. We have, like I said, every client gets a hair and scalp analysis. So
Mhm.
when I see, sometimes they'll tell me that, oh well, I started to experience hair loss after wearing this wig for this many years, and what they'll notice is a receding hairline, traction alopecia around the hairline, or when they have that wig that has the band in the back, you'll see
Oh.
perimeter hair loss all
Come
around
on, come on,
where it's
come
been
on.
off. So it's just, if you take it off, then you'll notice changes. And I tell my guests, even if they decide not to pursue our services, I said
Mm,
at a minimum, take a picture of your hair and monitor what it's doing. At a minimum,
yes.
you can see before the hair loss that you are causing,
Mm-hmm.
before it gets to a point where now you need us. We would love to have you. However, if you can avoid us, that's fine too.
Yes,
You are
yes,
going to coming to us if you can. Some of these hairstyles you can prevent the hair loss that we are seeing, especially in young women. I see
yes.
young women with traction alopecia, and it is very, very sad.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very sad because now it's like you feel like you have no choice but to wear this forever. You have a choice.
Yes,
You have a choice.
yes, yes. And so it's all good till it's not good,
Yes.
right? It's all good till it's not good. It's all good. The style you want to, feel a certain way as a young woman. You might not have the long flowing hair and, all that beauty, how we define beauty, and like Maisha said, it's okay on occasion, but we don't want the shoulda, coulda, woulda. Oh, I wish I had my hair. I wish I could wear my hair. We hear it all.
Yes.
What we're saying this evening is there's a difference between wigs and cranial prosthetics. Cranial prosthetics are for those with permanent hair loss. Wigs are cosmetic,
Right.
right? But we have elevated service menu for those with permanent hair loss. Might be a burn victim. You might have had chemotherapy, radiation, and your hair have not grown back.
Mhm.
Lupus, all these conditions
Right.
um, that can lead to permanent hair loss. And we want you to have your life back. We want you to be confident. We want you to be able to go outside again
Yes.
without thinking, oh, everybody's looking at me, without the self-conscious piece of it. We want you to be happy again. We want you to smile. And that's what we're here to do.
Yes.
That's what Maisha is here to do. So one thing that you mentioned, that price might be an issue or of concern, but what payment options do you offer?
At Plentiful Hair Studio, of course, we have, the traditional method, traditional payment options, but we accept HSA and FSA. We
Mm,
accept medical insurance for those who qualify. I have to say that.
right, right.
Different payment plans. We have payment cards. We are a vendor for the VA. So if you are experiencing hair loss and you're a veteran, we can help you with the cranial prosthesis. And we also do in-house financing where we make our payment arrangements
Mhm.
depending on whatever you need. I try to work with people the best way I can.
Yes,
I,
yes,
that this can be a lot.
yes, yes.
But I try our best to make sure that we do have options for people.
Of course.
The most for us, the most with most custom pieces, half the half is down, you pay half, and then the other half prosthesis comes in. Some
Yes,
prosthesis can take 3 months to come back, and
that's
sometimes
right.
client who might have a financial issue that might help the client in that way. But we try our best to work with clients, and we have payment options.
Yes, 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 yes. So we're going to get ready to get out of here. How can they reach you? Um, again, this is Maisha Sanders. She is in Lansing, Illinois,
Yes.
and so surrounding cities. So if you're in that area and you are suffering from hair loss, you have permanent hair loss, I would suggest that you go see her. She is well qualified, over 20 years of experience, and she can point you in the right directions, ask you the right questions, so that she can make a professional decision as to what the best solution is for you. So there you go, Maisha.
Thank you. Yes, www.plentifulhairstudio.com. My Instagram is Maisha, the hair loss expert, but it's Maisha underscore the hair loss.
Yes,
But everything else, I'm Plentiful Hair Studio, TikTok, Facebook, everywhere. It's
everywhere.
video. So if you have any questions, please feel free to DM me.
Yes.
Anything, I'm willing to answer any questions and help anybody who has any concerns. Anybody suffering from hair loss, we're here to help you.
Yes, yes, yes. And so it's been a great conversation. The conversation continues because hair loss is not relegated just to 1 month, right? The s- the statistics are 40 million, and I believe the numbers probably have grown since that.
Right.
A million Americans are experiencing hair loss at a rapid rate, and so we are here to help, whether it's just giving them information, education, or providing a hair loss solution. We're here.
Yes.
All right. So thank you for joining us. Please share this out with someone you know that might be experiencing hair loss and in having being affected psychologically, emotionally. Just let them know, hey, there are some options out there. All right. So thanks for joining, and have a happy rest of Sunday.
Thank you, Linda. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Bye bye.